Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DBW. I am Jen, joined always by L and Pip. And guys, we got some stuff to talk about today. Last week, we mostly talked about what went down revolving our truth and introducing ourselves and getting people used to the podcast. And thanks so much for tuning in again this week. We're posting this podcast every Monday, so make sure you're there for that. We'd love to see you and have more discussion about what we're doing and what's going on in the wrestling landscape. Because unfortunately, we got some tragic news. Liv Morgan was injured on Monday Night Raw in her match against Kairi Sane. This is our second injury in a short amount of time in the women's division. After Zoe Stark was also injured, so I'm wishing both of them a speedy recovery. Uh, it's unfortunate when people get hurt, and we need to make sure everyone's safety comes first and foremost because it is paramount. The medical team was on it; they did a great job from the looks of it. They got her sustained, and they had to end the match, unfortunately. But I wish Liv a speedy recovery, and I hope the best for her. L, do you have anything to share about that situation?
Um, yeah, speedy recovery for Liv Morgan first and foremost. But I want to get into the comments that Kyrie Sane had to go through. A lot of people are blaming Kyrie Sane, and people are picking on her on Twitter. I think it's very disrespectful. She already feels bad enough that she was involved in two matches where people her coworkers got injured.
Yeah,
I think this tasteless.
it's very tasteless. I
Yeah,
saw some of those comments where people were blaming Kyrie for the injuries. Man, look, she's a performer like everyone else. She's not an unsafe performer. Accidents
yeah,
happen in the ring. Okay, it could be anyone. It could be a freak accident and you never expect it. So it's never something you want to blame the person for unless it was an obtuse blunder on their end. But it was not her fault. It's not something that you should blame of the other performer for when injuries like this happen on such a big scale. And I know that it must be eating at her really bad. She had to make a public statement regarding it. I'll put that up on the screen now, so you guys can read what she had to say about that. But I don't like that. That's what we had to do, and that's what happened with her. Pip, did you have anything to say?
Prayers go out for Liv. Hope she makes a speedy recovery. As for Kyrie, I mean, she's just doing her best. Things happen in the ring, and well, we just gotta kind of keep going through the motions with it. Sometimes it's just a matter of landing the wrong way, and however it happened, like Liv got hurt, but I don't blame Kyrie for that. Kyrie, like she's a spectacle in the ring, but she's not going out of her way to hurt anybody. So it's just a matter of circumstances in this case, and you know, I'm happy for her. I like her professionalism and how she carried herself when that situation did happen. I do think the comments are a bit bad taste, ill fate. Like everyone should just be kind of be supportive in this situation. Someone got hurt, someone feels guilty. It's not a good thing.
Yeah. Last episode we spoke a lot about negativity going on in the wrestling space, and that's just another example. And I wish the best for Zoe. I wish the best for Liv, and I wish the best for Kyrie through this difficult time. But now that we've given our 2 cents and given our thoughts and prayers out to the injured, let's get into what happened this past Monday on Raw. So, one of the biggest things that came out of that show was Asuka's return, and not just her return with her original music, and she advanced in the Queen of the Ring tournament the same night.
I
Now, as someone who's always been a big Asuka fan, it was great to see her back. She looks like she's in great shape. She's like she's in amazing form. Coming off a terrible leg injury like she had, she still wears the brace, isn't it, on her left leg?
seem to be on the left leg.
I believe so.
Yeah, it really seems like she's doing a lot better, and I'm grateful to see that. I also think that match they had was really good. A lot of people have been saying though that they would rather Stephanie Vacour had been the one to win the King of Queen of the Ring tournament or that particular match. Uh, my personal opinion on that topic is she's got a lot coming up, I'm sure, and You can't rush. You can't rush people.
Yeah.
And she didn't eat the pin, so that's a plus. And we can definitely see her, continue down the good path. I think Stephanie's got a lot of good stuff coming. I don't think she has any shortage of stuff coming down the pipeline.
Yeah,
Steph,
I would have to agree.
yeah, Steph has a lot of amazing opportunities. Like she doesn't win Queen of the Ring for herself right now. That's fine. Like she got plenty of opportunities to show just what she can do in that ring. And I mean, she's already showing out already. So it's only a matter of time.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So, did anyone have any thoughts on Asuka's return?
Um, I thought the return was great. I thought she looks better than ever, and I kind of picked her to win that match.
You did.
I wasn't surprised at all. Um, as far as Stephanie Valcour, I believe that people need to maybe pump the brakes just a little bit, like she did. Just get on the main roster. She's still got to work out the kinks and still get comfortable with that style of wrestling.
That we can definitely agree with. It usually comes down to compatibility in the ring with a lot of
Yeah,
new performers. Like a lot of different
yeah,
companies wrestle a lot of different ways. It is a learning curve. It-
yeah. And main roster wrestling is
Oh,
two different
oh
things.
yeah. Like and besides, Asuka just got back. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be more than upset if she didn't win. And besides, like it's Asuka. Like everyone's gonna cheer for Asuka. Steph will be like I said earlier. Steph will be fine. She has plenty of opportunities. But Asuka coming back with a big win really does put some momentum on her. Puts a rocket behind her. Gets her already shooting. And then we'll talk about her match with um
Alexa later, yeah. We'll
yeah,
talk about it
Alexa
later.
later.
Because next, another thing that I think on Raw that is still persisting, and I think will continue to persist, that we've mentioned last week as well, that we've talked about in private plenty of times. The Judgment Day won earlier in that night, before Liv was hurt. They actually teased a breakup between her and Raquel, where Raquel chose to not assist Liv due to her injury on the hands of Rhea.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, we don't have any women's tag teams, okay? We can't risk like why do you teasing breakups? You know what I'm saying? Like it's only like two of them, and you're gonna break up the only other one, already. Like what are we doing? What's happening? Like what? Why does every tag team feel like they had to tease a breakup? All of them had to tease a breakup. What is that about?
It's tradition.
Yeah, tradition, some kind of uh I would say melted ice level drama.
Explain.
I mean, yeah, like like they a tag team. They're gonna go through hell and back. Well, they broke up. Oh my goodness, no way. I could not have seen that coming. I say for the 127th time, and still.
DIY teases breaking up like all the time.
Yeah, they beat each other up back on NXT. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
I
nothing
know.
new for them.
Yeah.
Like they, uh, but at least for the men's division, as we discussed last week, again, they got some talent. The women's tag team division. What tag teams are active on the women's tag team division?
Not many.
uh, the
Am
Secret
I
Hervers
tripping?
be active. The Secret Hervers be active, I guess.
They haven't done too many tag team matches though.
Have they even done one tag
True.
team match?
I think they've
Hmm.
maybe done one. I think one or two.
Oh, I don't remember. Why am I drawing a blank on that?
Probably because it's not memorable.
That's
And
probably why.
probably because the tag team division for the women does not exist.
That's the point. That's what I'm trying to express. That's the point I'm trying to make. Where are the tag teams at? We got Liv and Raquel. That's the only one I actually can think of. Oh, let me think about it just for a second.
You had Jade and Bianca. They're no longer together. Then you had Jade and Bianca and and Naomi. They're not together anymore. Then you do got the Secret Service.
None.
You have,
Nope.
I mean, yeah,
None.
I'm really drawing a blank.
There's none. There's none. There's Liv and Raquel. There was Damage Control. There was Kane and Katana. The Secret Service isn't really an actual tag team. They're more so
It's more of a faction.
for around Chelsea rather than their own entities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the tag teams had one token woman, like LWO had Zelina Vega, and how American Made has Ivy Nile, but they can't team up with men, so that doesn't even count unless they have added another woman to the group, which they won't do. They refuse to let Roxanne and Julia work together long term.
Yeah, that's because Julia is on SmackDown and Roxanne's on Raw.
I'm
Yeah.
already knowing, but I think if it was me, I would have kept Julia on Raw and transitioned Stephanie to SmackDown. If so, to me, then we could have had a pretty good women's tag team going on Raw. But that didn't work out that way.
But then it would just be them. So you still be the same problem.
Yeah, I mean, one more is better than none.
I mean, yeah. one is better than zero.
Yeah, so it's like, man,
Yeah.
it's like, bro, like I don't get why every tag team except the Judgment Day is breaking up.
They the ones that need to break up the most.
They don't need to break up the most. I'm so tired of
And
Judgment
they-
Day. I don't know what to do.
And they tease it like week in, week out, like
How many times? Go ahead.
like Finn be looking at Dom like, ooh, one of these days. One
Finn
of
already
these days. Not today. Not next week. Not next month. Not next year. But one of these days.
Didn't Finn already snake one of his boys? So why they trusting him a second time? He's already done this once.
Maybe they're recycling storylines.
What's that?
Maybe they're recycling storylines.
Oh yeah, probably so. Because I mean, have we even seen the Judgment Day have the same feud every it's the same storyline every week. Every week they're going to the tag team titles, JD and Finn. Another guy has the world title and Finn doesn't, so he's going to snake him. Liv is she replaced Rhea. Then she had a revenge tour, and then she did all the stuff Rhea did, and then took her man. And now Roxanne is going to do all the stuff Liv did, take her Judgment Day, and then take her man.
If I did have to critique Triple H, it would be the Raw Tag Team division.
Oh, no, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's non-existent. The storylines are the same. I don't even get what's going on half the time. I don't even know who's actually an active tag team one week or the next. It's like, why do we have these belts on Raw?
If you're gonna have one thing consistent, it's that the New Day gonna exist. That's a sentence. That's a sentence.
No, it's more that their fit's gonna get progressively worse every week.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I was just agreeing with you that the fits are garbage.
oh no, they're terrible, bro. They're god awful, bro. Like he's just like Silky Johnson now. What's going on with him, bro? What's
Also,
happening?
Question: Who
What's
told Kofi Kingston that no stash and goatee was the move? Who told him that?
Had
With a
to be.
sky top?
He didn't
With
got
the sky top.
sideburns. No sideburns, no stash. Goatee only sky top dreads, bro. What
You
are
know
you
what?
doing, bro?
Bro
I'm
got
saying
no
about my
barber. No, don't do that.
just rock the coat. Rock the coat. Man. And so
No.
we expressed that the Judgment Day is getting stale. They're getting tired.
It's
And-
been stale for over a year now.
Yeah, and they need to break up. But like,
Should've
it's what do you think is the delay? Like realistically, what's the real actual delay? Is that they're selling too much merch? I don't think they're selling as much merch as they were when Damian and Rhea were there. Are they too interesting? Not really. I just fired Carlito, so they're not that interesting.
I think the delay, realistically, is that yes, they're not as entertaining as they were, but they are a faction that does get screen time, and it's big enough where new people can come in So like it adds a layer of a safety net for new stars like Roxanne Perez. She has a safety net of a group to reingratiate herself, or not reingratiate, integrate herself into the fold.
Roxanne was one of the most biggest people in NXT. Was she not
But at
able
the
to?
same but at the same time, you can't assume that everybody watch NXT.
Yeah, we don't even watch NXT.
Exactly.
But
So, and we actually watch this every week.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we all know who Roxanne is. Like she's been on NXT for like what 2 years or 3 years even. What's up?
Not to mention she also was about to. I mean, like she didn't, but like she was about to have like a feud with Bailey that kind of went nowhere. And before Mania, she had plenty of times just getting some on-screen wrestling on the main roster.
Yeah, she was exposed as like the longest reigning woman in the Royal Rumble now.
Yeah, like
Right?
she got a record.
Didn't she get that record in the Royal Rumble as an active NXT superstar?
Yes, she did.
She was like number 2, and she was like the last 2 women in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she has like already achieved accolades. She's already gotten records. Why does she need the Judgment Day more than Judgment Day needs her?
Mm.
The Judgment Day's on life support.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought that Roxanne could spark some interest in it, but that's going to be interesting considering that, you know, unfortunate circumstances, obviously, but like, you know, that Liv is gone. You know, Raquel, like, she don't really do anything outside of what Liv got going on. And, you know, Finn, JD gonna go after the tag team titles.
If I hear that one more time. If I hear Finn talk about the tag team titles, I'm good. That was awful. The tag team titles, I'm gonna crash out.
That's the only viable option at this point.
That was a horrible accent.
There's one thing that I would give the Judgment Day a plus on, though. It is that they can,
Existing. Showing up on TV every week.
Man, they play 2K more than they wrestle.
They on 2K all the time, and they always halfway through the match, and they never win.
Well, they keeping it like realistic.
Y'all can't win on a game. That's crazy. Look. If I get a Judgment Day a plus on one thing, it's like El said, it is kind of a safety net for new stars, or at least it can be. I think Roxanne is not needed for this because she's great by herself. But if it wasn't Roxanne, then probably, right? I can agree that would be a good place to be. But we gotta stop being so comfortable. We gotta start taking some risks again. Just because it's safe doesn't mean it's the right move. The Judgment Day is on their way out. No one cares anymore.
Yeah.
The safety net that they're setting up isn't as necessary as it once was. Because the Judgment Day just aren't that interesting. Finn was never the most interesting character to begin with. 1. 2, Rhea was by far the most popular one in the group, and she's gone. 3, yep. Damian Priest was the best wrestler in the group, so he always gave them legitimacy in the ring. Well, Finn is also a great wrestler, not to say like that, but as far as dynamic in-ring ability, it was Damian for sure. And 4, Dominic Mysterio was at his best when paired with Rhea Ripley.
You mean she was at her best when she was paired with Dominic?
That's both true. They're both true. I think they complement each other well. But at least Dom had some agency when he was with Rhea. With Liv, he didn't really have any agency, or Roxanne didn't have any agency. He's just like the other guy, you know.
I would have to disagree with you on that. I think Dom just didn't get a lot of TV time because they wanted Liv to shine more. So I wouldn't agree with that.
It's possible.
I do think that Dom, regardless of who he's with, just shines.
Yeah, I do think he shines great. I do just think my point is that he just lacks agency with Liv. If that is the reason, then so be it. That's the reason. But I think the point remains.
Okay.
I think he would. Go ahead, Pip. Sorry.
Yeah, not to mention, you know, him and Liv got some tension. Will they? Won't they? Kind of subplot going on right now. It's like, and most of the time it just ends with him getting shut down. So he's not really doing much anyway.
No,
Outside of holding
well,
the
again, I reiterate, Liv is injured, so now we got to put the
right.
brakes on that, and we got to do something different. So, I mean, I don't know if that's something that's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be a positive for Roxanne. For Dom, I'm not so sure. I don't know. I mean, because I know we got a Dom and Finn coming, and I don't want to see Dom and Finn. It's coming. They keep threatening me with it.
Unless AJ beats him.
Unless AJ beats Dominic, which if AJ does beat Dominic, it's going to come from some sort of Finn interference. They don't give me AJ and Finn. They don't give me Dom and Finn anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like,
no matter how you look at it, Dom and Finn gonna fight.
Yeah, that's like y'all keep threatening me over and over that Dom and Finn are gonna wrestle. I'm like, no, they don't have to do that. No one wants to see that. No, who wants to see that, bro? Like Dom and Finn, yeah, they're both good wrestlers, but who wants to see this, bro? I don't need to see Finn snake another one of his mans and then do another Judgment Day versus Judgment Day match. That's twice, bro. That's twice. We did this already. And the first time wasn't even all that good. You showed up every week and Damian beat the dog crap out of you every time. There was like literally no difference, like every time. He said, he will come out there and say, I'm gonna beat you. And then he did it. Every time. Yeah. You could never beat Damian in a match once, bro. Not ever. You couldn't beat him in a fight or match. He would beat you every time.
And then they be sneaking them one, and they be trying to sneak like some like, ooh, he got the one up on him this time. Next week, already beat.
No, no, bro. He's gonna dog you like he always does. So that happened. Then they were out. Then that was over. And now we got the same thing with another guy. It's Judgment Day. I'm so tired of you guys.
I'm sure most people agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people
agree. If you guys
agree.
Please let us know. Like the video if you agree.
Please.
If you try Judgment Day, like the video.
If you don't like the video.
Like the video anyway, bro.
And comment. Like, just engage.
Next, let's get to the next big thing from Raw. Goldberg's return. Goldberg got winded on the way down to the ring.
Hold on. He ain't just get winded. He looked hurt, in my opinion.
Like Goldberg, you don't look like you're in great shape.
By the time he got in the ring, bro was sweating. I'm like, what?
He was sweating by the time he got in the ring. He did the whole thing he does, and he looked like he was exhausted from that. Like Goldberg, you're old. Ain't he like 56?
I don't know.
Or he's like 53? Like Goldberg is not young.
I just know his
53.
No, R-Truth is not, but R-Truth is much better shape than Goldberg, physically.
True.
Yeah.
But other than they're not the same 53 for sure. And it's like
I think Goldberg's older than that, by the way.
Yeah, he might be 56. I got it right the first time.
Dang.
If Goldberg was to be Gunther, he would become the oldest active world champion. Yeah.
Wow.
He become the oldest active wrestling world champion if he beats Gunther for the world title.
We're both wrong. He's 58.
Okay, so we're both wrong. He's 58 years old.
He's almost 60.
Dang.
I get the hype around Goldberg. He's really popular. People love the whole thing that he does. You know, he get the bell rings. He beats you in like under 2 minutes. That's his thing.
Less than that.
Yeah.
Really about like 30 seconds.
If you actually, Pip, if you go look on YouTube, check right now. If you go look on YouTube, if you look up Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler on YouTube, the official video is like 7 minutes, and like the first 5 minutes is both their entrances.
Bruh.
Bro, it's just like that. The Goldberg matches are that short. They are that short.
Hey, they putting up 2000s Divas era numbers.
Yes.
That's how those matches used to
be. That's how long they matches used to be.
Oh my god, Goldberg, like, we love you, but this is not the fight, and I don't think you should be fighting him personally, in my opinion. Also, like, I completely agree with Gunther. He didn't say anything, like, he didn't talk during the segment, but the amount of bewilderment and like pure confusion on his face as Goldberg was like, "You're next."
He was spitting all in his face.
He's like, like what? Like word?
I mean, look on the bright side though. At least it's on Saturday Night Main Event. Like it's not on a PLE. It could be on a PLE and make it worse.
Yeah,
it could be a PLE. It's Saturday Night Main Event.
So really, I see it as a positive. I feel like Saturday Main Event is for the old head. Like keep that for the old heads.
Again, like I said earlier,
we
don't have much room for legends anymore. Nowadays, you make a show, you put legends on it, you put that in the corner, and then you keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, I don't think you should let legends wrestle, but I don't think we should be putting them on such a grand scale like we were before. Like Goldberg was beating everyone at WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he won the Universal Championship off of Bray Wyatt at the height of his popularity.
So if the match is subpar, like it's not a big deal. It's
not a big deal. It's Saturday Main Event. You know, it's not a big deal. If the matches are good,
ain't gonna hurt nobody.
If it's not that good, whatever. You know.
Yeah.
So I think that's a plus. Next, another thing that we have seen that we are continuing to see, that next week we're getting Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, and a lot of people still cheer for Karrion Kross. I think he's still getting over. I think that's good. I think Sami Zayn having a good match will be a plus, you know, and I also believe that we have a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline for him, which we'll talk about more on the SmackDown segment, but. We had a lot of stuff to discuss as far as Sami Zayn, and I'm glad about that. What do you guys
think? Like happy in terms of just we're seeing more Sami Zayn content. You mean?
Yeah, like it was like a good portion between what was it? I would say between Elimination Chamber and now, where we didn't get a lot of Sami at all.
No, they were definitely trying to make sure.
It was weeks at a time when he wasn't around. I believe anyway.
No. I feel what you mean. I feel like it was more so just like, you know, we gotta kind of keep pushing the Seth storyline going on. The faction he's got, Bloodline 2, Electric Boogaloo, but yeah, like seeing Sami back is cool. Sami is fantastic. You know, he gets everyone hyped. He's the underdog who will somehow always remain the underdog even when he catches a W. But you know, I'm really happy to just see where he goes from here, and especially his fight with Karrion, because Karrion been talking the mess for too long.
Yeah, I think Karrion's character is just meant to be like a gaslighting, you know, like perpetually irritating.
Devil on your shoulder.
He's the puppeteer. That's why he has the puppet hands, puppet master hands on his shirts.
Exactly. Not actually.
Yeah.
Nice I didn't notice that. It's actually a very nice touch. I didn't notice that. It's actually a really dope touch. I didn't even peep that. I noticed he had them, but I didn't know that was kind of the point.
Yeah.
Cobbing hairstyles is another fun thing that he does that I appreciate.
He always wears his hair like the person he's talking about, or even wearing his gear like they do. Like I'll be surprised if come Monday we see Karrion Kross in like the long Sami Zayn pants. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he was to wear his gear similar to Sami's, because they said in AJ's match he got his gear tailored by the same people who made AJ's gear.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
good to know.
Yeah, he has little small touches to his character that I think is really dope. I like Karrion Kross for other reasons than other people like Karrion Kross, but I think he's actually really cool at how he puts his stuff together. Then let's get on to the end of Raw, where we experienced the Fatal 4-Way match between Sheamus, Bronson Reed, Jey Uso, and Rusev. So, I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off. Il, take the floor, please.
What the hell even was that? So you mean to tell me Bronson Reed, Sheamus, Rusev, all three of them couldn't beat Jey Uso? Huh? Huh? Like, this cannot be real life, bro. I understand that Jey Uso has a... Let's be... Come on! Dude.
The I think the
Go ahead.
wildest thing about the match is just how the way it ended. Like, everything was so sporadic and chaotic, and not like, oh wait, what's gonna happen next? Just like it just kind of happened. Like, suddenly everybody's just getting beat. Everyone shows up out of nowhere. Penta shows up out of nowhere, and Jey, and like now that everyone's on the ground, Jey's like, all right, well, I'm gonna get the pin.
It was pure chaos in that match. LA Knight, Penta, like so many people came up, like they handed Jey the victory. Cody handed Jey the victory.
Well, I mean, Cody showed up after Seth showed up.
But the point is, they handed him the victory. I blame everyone that was out there.
Problem was that I felt like the match, I feel like the pacing wasn't right. I feel like if y'all really wanted people to realistically believe that Jey would win, what they should have did was let everybody else fight it out. And then somebody hit a major move, Jey Uso throw him out the ring, and then he hits him with his move, and then he gets the pin. That would be more realistic. But, like, I'm supposed to believe that some of the best wrestlers on the roster, and some of the biggest, by the way, and then there's little Jey Uso, and he just comes out on top. Like, does he think he's Rey Mysterio? Like, I don't understand. That's Rey Mysterio's thing.
Yeah.
Where he defies all the odds by being the smallest.
See, Jey, at least from what I got from that match, it's better to hide his faults when there's more people. Especially when it's 3 other fantastic performers. It's easier to hide his shortcomings. And I think when you get to a point where you have to hide his shortcomings, you had to get to a point if you had to ask yourself, this is where he need to be. Is this the position that we need from him if we have to hide his faults with more performers? I don't know. I'm just saying you have to ask yourself that question. And what I got from that was that for Jey to win a match, there has to be so much outside interference and underlying factors that they did not prepare for him to go out on top believably.
What makes that worse?
Yeah, go ahead, Pip. I'm sorry.
What makes that worse is the fact that if that was the goal, now he got to fight Cody 1v1. Like Seth's plan has failed. Sheamus ain't going. Like everyone is just out the way. It's just Cody and Jey. So if the plan was to make Jey look better, I don't know. With a guy like Cody, I don't know. I don't know.
Ew.
If Cody loses, that would be truly a travesty. I'm sure that if Cody Rose were to lose, that people would really turn on Jey Uso.
Oh my
and
god!
one victory shouldn't do that to a wrestler. So if that's the case, then that goes to show that he was never truly like. I'm not trying to cast aspersions on him, but like he's Okay, I'm just rip the band-aid off.
Okay, go ahead.
Jey Uso is not good. He can't wrestle. He can't cut an interesting promo without saying yeet every 3 seconds. He is sloppy. He lowers the property value of other wrestlers. Gunther had one of his worst matches I've ever seen him in, and it was a WrestleMania match. It was so lethargic, so sloppy, so slow, and he's too inconsistent because like 2 weeks after that, he had actually a match with Seth, which actually angered me more because if you're bad, just be bad all the way. Don't sometimes be okay.
Yeah, that's one I can agree with too.
Yeah.
Jay's performance in that match made me believe that it made me believe that his stock is going to plummet drastically, and you see it more and more every week. There are less and less people yeeting every week. Less and less people are getting behind him every week. The crowds, they used to be flooded with people. Now it's like people like whatever, I don't care. There's a lot of people like that now, where he has to incorporate children to the point where like, hey, I can get the kids behind me because the grown-ups are tired of this. It's cringy. It's on it's on a particular point now where you can't rely on Jay's gimmick to be over as long as by the time next WrestleMania. I just don't think it will be over by that time. And if Jay were to beat Cody Rhodes, that would be symbolic of his unfortunate circumstance, because Jay is on pace to be the worst superstar of the year. Every match he's had has been poorly received. He's had one of the most disliked videos when he won the Royal Rumble. He went to open up WrestleMania after winning it, which is not the point of the Royal Rumble. I reiterate for 1,000th time. Then he went on to beat Gunther, and everyone got mad at that. No one liked that. Then he went on to have like a 2-month run that everyone hated. He wasn't a fighting champion like Gunther. He got involved in storylines that had nothing to do with him, i.e. Logan Paul and John Cena. And by the time he got the match against Gunther, he lost. And no one still cared. They still don't care. And now he can't beat the match without being lifted to the victory. They are killing the stock that is Jey Uso at this rate. It's plummeting.
They are killing it, or is he killing it?
I think it's both. Jey Uso is not ready for the position that he's in, and they're trying to force him to be.
And the worst part about it, in my opinion, like, if Jay keeps going on this trajectory, he's gonna knock everyone's stock down. Like, it's not just like, oh, he's bad. Like, no, it's just like you lost to him. Like, Gunther's still in recovery mode after losing to Jay. Like, people still out here like, you tapped out. I'm like, come on, bro.
By the way, it was his own move. Like, Jay's moveset is consistent of multiple people's moves. He's got him and his brother share the super kick. He and his brother share the splash. Roman does the spear. Gunther does the headlock. Rock does the over-exaggerated. That's the Rock's move.
Not to pile on, but he has some of the worst spears I've ever seen in my life. He just throws his body on people. And like Charlotte, just this past Friday on SmackDown, I was like, wow, that's what a good spear looks like, Jay.
Yeah,
I know, it's very petty of me, but that's all I can think about. Anytime somebody does a good spear, I think, why can't Jay do this?
I mean, yeah, like you see Braun Breaker throwing the spears up, brother. Like, oh my god.
Honestly, he kind of does a little too much.
Yeah, oh my god, he gonna hurt somebody.
Or do himself.
He gonna hurt himself. He gonna come flying over the freaking top rope or something like that one of these days. The way he doing it.
Bro gonna crash
Yeah,
through
but
the TV screen, hit the audience.
yeah, but I think we just had to admit that, yeah, hype doesn't always mean they're ready. Like I think Jay has the opposite effect of like LA Knight, where LA Knight had the hype and he had the talent to back it up. But LA Knight is not world champion because LA Knight's dad don't work at the company.
You said it.
LA Knight's dad does not work at the company, therefore he is not the world champion. Same levels of hype, equal levels of ability. No, same level of hype, way better. But his dad doesn't work there. That's the unfortunate truth. And for that to be the case is the ultimate sin. Guys, closing thoughts on our Raw review?
No crumbs. No crumbs. That's all I gotta say. L.
All right.
He ain't trying to be seen with you.
So we're gonna shift gears back to SmackDown this week, where we discovered that Elton Prince from Pretty Deadly had got injured. Kit Wilson had a match against Aleister Black. That was interrupted by R-Truth, and the commentary told us that Elton Prince was injured. So the injury bug's going around, and it sucks to see. Now, what do you think this means for Pretty Deadly? Do you think this means that we won't see much of Kit Wilson by himself? Could we see an unfortunate release due to injury? Because that happens a lot, unfortunately. I don't like people fancy booking people losing their jobs. But I know injury is definitely a force that people can't quite control.
Hopefully, it's nothing major, and he can make a full recovery.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure where this will lead. I just hope that whatever happens, that everyone does their best.
We can agree on that for sure, brother. That sucks. I wish Elton Prince a speedy recovery, just like I wish Liv and Zoe healthy recoveries also. But I wanted to talk about the opening of SmackDown as well, where LA Knight came out to roaring applause and was interrupted by Paul Heyman because he came out looking for Seth Rollins, who was not on the show yesterday. But Paul Heyman came out. He threatened LA Knight a bunch. Told him if you don't get out of where were they in Grand Rapids?
Yeah, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah, he said you don't get out of Grand Rapids, something bad happened to you. And then we got Braun and Braun's son, and they came out and they did what they do, right? I believe LA Knight got a steel chair.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he got a steel
chair. He got a steel chair, and he was able to fight those guys back, and he went on to compete that night. Let me ask a couple things. One, first and foremost, what do you guys think of this LA Knight presentation? You think it's like long overdue? Like it's like we're finally pushing him and presenting him as like an actual top guy, or you think it's just he's just doing what he always does and it's more so smoke and mirrors?
Honestly, I don't really see a difference. Like, yeah, you could say there's a difference because you can say he's getting pushed into the main event like scene, but I just see more of LA Knight. Just I think that LA Knight is seamless. Like he's a seamless guy that want him to be high end. He can do that. If you want him to be the main eventer, it feels the same because he's himself. He doesn't have to try to raise his level because he's always here. He doesn't need to rise to the occasion because he's already at the occasion.
Not a bad take. I think that LA Knight, at least in my opinion, has quite a lot of staying power. And like El said, he's a seamless guy. I do think the company sees him as more profitable now, or as more of a superstar they can invest in. But the fans saw that a long time ago, and if that's the position they're going to put him in, by all means, I understand. But like is it? What do you think? Do you think it's a long time coming, or like El says, you don't think you're seeing much of a difference between his presentation now and then?
I mean, in terms of presentation, like he's not really moving different or presenting himself in a alternate way. I just think that he's finally getting some main event spotlight because, well, I mean, if the company's finally decided to give him that time to shine, like, you know, everyone's been saying like, hey, this is overdue, this is overdue. You know, like, we love LA Knight. Yeah, everyone says it. His cheers are like arguably the loudest of any show he's on, like, period. So, you know, the fact
It's
that we actually get
debatable.
this, yeah, like he's up there. I'm not saying like he's the best, but like he's up
Yeah,
there.
it's
Like he's up
debatable for
there.
sure.
So, you know, I'm just saying that I'm happy that he's actually finally getting like that main event level spotlight. You know what I mean?
Okay. I mean, I think we can all agree that LA Knight is a fantastic superstar, and if the company sees that, that's even better. But him being involved with the Seth Rollins feud, though, involved with the Money in the Bank winner Seth Rollins. I, I feel like it's different. It's new. It's fresh. But I don't know, like, if it feels quite right. Uh,
You
coming
mean
off the
like
main.
it feels forced?
No, no, not that it feels forced. It doesn't feel quite right. LA Knight is a SmackDown star. He's having a prominent feud with the Raw star, and there's no active or actual reason why I think they should have any beef outside the Money in the Bank ladder match, which is, he interfered with him. They had a big fight. This whole thing. But I felt like that could have been ended there. We need to push that forward, but we did, and now I don't know. Like, would Seth Rollins not be better fit for a feud with one of the world title contenders on Raw, like maybe Gunther or Logan or something like that, more so than LA Knight? I think LA Knight's a good choice. I like LA Knight, but it's like out of the options and that becoming the brand new Mission Money in the Bank, kind of seems like a bit of misplacement, maybe.
I think that like what's happening right now may just be like I don't know because like Seth definitely should be focusing on like who he's gonna cash in on, but you know he doesn't really ever talk about that for the most part. But you know, like outside of that, I think that LA Knight is just kind of like it kind of feels like he's just there to give some excitement to the division to like his faction in general. You know, like I'm happy to see him work. I'm happy to see his matches, but like as you were saying, he doesn't really need to be fighting Seth or any of Seth's guys. He should really just be going after the championship on his actual brand. You know, that's why we had the whole brand split in the first place. Unless we're not doing that no more. I mean, Nick Aldis be on Raw a lot.
Yeah, what's up with that? What's up with him being on Raw? That's weird.
I don't know. I don't know. If, Adam Pearce takes a lot of time off. It seems from what it looks like. None of anything I know.
Right then.
But El, tell me what's your take on that LA Knight situation?
I think LA Knight. I think the reason why they're associating Seth and LA Knight is because it further heightens Seth as a heel because LA Knight is such a loved person on the roster. And like if he was to go against Gunther, it's awkward because yeah, we love Gunther, but he's not really a guy. Not really. And Logan is he's Logan, so it's not good. No one's gonna cheer for Logan in place of Seth Rollins.
Mm-mm.
So
No.
I think that LA Knight is one of the few baby faces. Like I think that's how far we've fallen. Like there's barely any really good baby faces that moves the needle on the roster. Everybody has to be a tweener or a heel. And if they are a heel, they're gonna get cheered like their faces. So
Well, I do think that is a problem. And if I had to consider a few on Raw, it's Jey Uso who's getting a huge
oh
pop.
my god.
We're getting Jey
Oh
Uso's
my
getting a
god.
huge pop. It's
Yeah, but
it's who's Jay on Raw?
You
Who's
just
the-
named
Ben-
one person.
Yeah, who's
been
getting
there,
a
done
huge
that.
pop on Raw? At least
That's a
am
face?
am I drawing a blank? That's a face is getting a huge pop. Because Cody's not
Uh,
on Raw.
I mean, yeah.
Sheamus.
But no.
He doesn't show up as much. I mean, he's showing up a little bit more now, but he doesn't show up as often to really say him.
No. Like who's the top baby face? Sami Zayn?
I guess you could say CM Punk.
CM Punk? Yeah, CM Punk. Yeah, that's the name I forget. CM Punk. But he's currently in a feud with John Cena. So
Yeah, yeah. Not to mention, like that whole like at the current moment, they kind of shot themselves in the foot with that because like Sammy and Punk and Jay have already feuded with Seth, so
Well,
like
yeah. they have.
so are we just gonna like be retreading old waters? 'Cause in that case,
Treading over
eventually, yeah, treading over ground because like eventually, like that's gonna get stale. So, I mean, there's Penta. Is there does Penta count?
I guess you could say Penta. But he's not really in the main scene. So
No, he's definitely a Dom contender.
yeah.
Mhm.
More so is a world title contender. And I know Seth Rollins not the world champion. He's missing Money in the Bank. But he's going to be.
He's a main event. But he's a main event contender without the money in the regardless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. Like, so it's not many top faces on Raw. And there are plenty of top faces, mind you. But not a lot of them on Raw. And a lot of the ones who we have seen on Raw have already feuded with, Seth Rollins before.
Yeah.
So where does this leave us? Where's this leave us?
Some SmackDown talent has to fight Seth and his group, or
LA
yeah,
Knight,
only thing that they could and make make his whole faction go kind of stale, which I know they're not trying to do because like it's the new faction. He's like the big new thing happening right now. Like I'm a save wrestling. I'm a fix everything wrong with this place, and I need a title to do it. So that's why I got the Money in the Bank briefcase. But like, who you fighting for it though? Like,
he already did the match for the briefcase, so that's redundant.
yeah, like he's kind of just in the corner right now.
I think I'm gonna say something controversial.
Oh, lean in closer.
I think I'm gonna say something controversial.
What is it going to be?
Go.
Seth's group is not there yet. Like they're missing an ingredient. I'm not sure what it is.
I know.
Like
what it is.
I
I know what it is that they're missing.
what?
They're missing presentation. What is this group other than a knockoff Evolution? They all wear suits. They got one older guy. They got one big guy, one younger guy, and then one mentor type.
Yeah.
On top of that,
The fact that we are calling them Seth's group mean they don't even have a name.
no, they don't. The worst part is that like, and this might sound like kind of wild to say, but in my opinion, like they're only really a threat because Seth has the briefcase.
Doesn't know?
I mean, they're more than a threat because of that. Like they're a threat because they have Bronson Reed and
Yeah, Braun Breaker. Yeah.
Yeah, Braun Breaker on this, like, he's spearing people to oblivion. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is.
so I would say, like, intimidation wise, they're okay without the. But I just think that they don't have anybody that they can really like test themselves against. I don't know. Like, I think either they need, like you said, better presentation, or they really need to let Paul Heyman talk more. Maybe Chef needs to shut up and just let Paul Heyman do his thing.
That wouldn't be a bad take. Do you think the group can fit more people?
Maybe they need some women.
Some women?
Maybe they could be made add a different layer.
I did hear people suggesting Becky early in the group's one of her earlier iterations, but she's kind of got her own thing going now.
Yeah, she does. It might be awkward. It might be awkward now.
It's gonna be awkward now, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause we got a young guy, so we got Braun Breaker. We haven't need like an Austin Theory or anything like that with Braun Breaker. He's been presented as the new young guy.
The next big thing.
Yeah, he's not. I was thinking, but early in Austin Theory would be a good choice, but I don't even know about that. If that's the case now.
I'm not even sure what they're doing with Austin Theory. What is he doing?
Still arguing with Grayson about if they gonna still be together or
same
not.
thing he's been doing for the past year and a half.
Yeah, like they've been in this Woody Won't We for a minute.
It's actually getting ridiculous.
Yeah, stop doing that. Just knock it off. Knock it off.
Just keep them together at this point. Like it's already been so long, and you've been teasing nothing forever.
So just like keep them together, bro. Stop like leading me. Like I feel like I'm getting led on, bro. I feel like I'm in a like dying relationship or something. Like stop like just do it or don't, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like what are we doing here, guys? Like people love Austin Theory. He gets cheered a lot whenever he's out there.
Say he in a toxic relationship.
He is. I'm in a toxic relationship with WWE, bro. I'm like, bro, are y'all gonna keep gaslighting me? What's going on, bro? Y'all gaslighting me more than Karrion Kross.
And he's Mr. Gaslighter.
Yes, he is.
Gaslighter.
but I do think it needs a spice, a little spice of presentation. It also needs a little bit of Paul Heyman taking over a bit more. And this faction itself is not a problem because I think Seth is a great guy to do something like this, and Braun and Bronson are two destructive forces. So it's like they got the ingredients. They just got to figure out how to make it work, like how to put it together, how to put it together. Right. And we got Paul Heyman. There's always going to be a plus. There's no debate.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've mentioned some women, maybe another person. There's some things that I think they could do that I think would really benefit the group. But so far, you guys are kind of doing a great job. But it does need a little bit more freshness to it, in my opinion. So we're gonna shift gears over to the match we got with Alexa Bliss and Asuka. So Asuka beat Alexa Bliss, and she's going on to the semifinal, or is it the final?
Final.
It's the final because we still have to wait.
Yeah, okay. So she is in the final. Then we got Jade Cargill. Or
Jade Cargill and Roxanne. They're gonna face each other, and then whoever wins that, they'll be at the final.
Gotcha. Okay. So Asuka returned, and she's heading to the final. Pip, do you have any thoughts about that? I know you were pulling for Alexa Bliss earlier on.
Was.
Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you think Asuka would be a great queen of the ring? I think Asuka has so many accolades. I can't even count them all in one hand at this point.
I don't know. I don't know. Give Asuka more at this point. I mean, she's a lot of people's favorite. She's funny. She's great in the ring. She's got all kinds of talent. And I mean, I don't have an issue with her adding this on her belt. Plus, she gets to be in the main event scene for free if she wins it all. So I got no issue with it. I think Jay going to the finals will be fun. But again, with someone of her ability and star power, I don't think she needs to win it outright. But that's a different thing,
I think Jade Cargill would be a great queen of the ring because we're establishing this crown. It's a huge deal. Like the first two champions or the first people to get the crown were Nia Jax and Gunther. And a woman
Yeah.
like Jade Cargill with the crown would just make it solidify that hey, this is a larger than life thing, and you got it. It's a huge deal. Like look at who got it before you.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Asuka too. She is a future Hall of Famer at this point.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I don't think
Yeah.
that. I'm not saying that Asuka wouldn't look great with it. I'm saying that Pip was saying that he don't think Jade should it would need to win it outright. I was like, no, I think that she did win it outright. It would look great for the crown, just as if it would look great for Asuka. I think we got some good people advancing in this tournament.
Yeah. So we're basically cutting out Roxanne at this point.
Well, Roxanne, if she was to win it, it actually would be out of left field. I would be very surprised if she were to beat Jade Cargill and then beat Asuka, because I'm
That's
like, okay,
crazy.
yeah, cause I'm like, okay, we just established that she's the best superstar right now, and she's going to SummerSlam to beat Tiffy to face Tiffy for the title, or Io for the title.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Roxanne can definitely fit in that role. That's why I made it clear earlier that the Judgment Day is not necessary for her. She doesn't need that, like at all. Like if she was to do this, and I believe she definitely could, it would just make it more redundant for her to be in the Judgment Day.
Right.
Yeah, because I can already smell the storyline. Liv comes back. Roxy got the title. We don't need you anymore, and I got Dom too.
Please never make that noise again.
No promises. No promises.
That's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to do that. They're going to do that 100%. That's what's going to happen. The Judgment Day tells you the same story every time. What you guys did, like first off, I felt like the storylines reached their peak with Edge, and that was 3 years ago. And then
That
on
was
top
the
of that,
beginning. That was the beginning of Judgment Day.
yeah. What story have they told us better than that since they started? R-Truth?
I mean, that wasn't really a peak though.
That wasn't even like,
No, it's just R-Truth. He's just being R-Truth. They had nothing to do with none of the members. Most of them didn't even acknowledge it for the most part.
I guess you could say the
It was more
peak
Damien.
was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn tagging together. That happened, right? And they had the match with each other. It was like maybe I'm thinking something else. Wasn't Damien and Finn and versus KO and Sammy, or am I thinking of somebody
no,
else?
yeah, no. I think I think you're right because that's when they lost the titles, if I'm not mistaken. The Judgment Day helped them win. No,
I'm thinking of something else.
No. Sami Zayn and KO got the titles when they beat the Usos.
Yeah.
And made
yeah.
And made 39.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
They were in a match with Kevin Owens and someone else. If it wasn't Sammy, I just don't remember.
But
anyway, that's not
the point is that we're trying to make here that the Judgment Day didn't never tell a story that I was super interested in.
At least not long term.
No,
like they had some cool stuff, and then they definitely went in some good directions. But if it's supposed to be like a serious faction that's designed for like making new stars and getting people in position to take over and all that stuff, like it's not doing that. It's not.
That's because they don't have any fresh ideas. They're not really moving the needle at all. Like maybe they need like new leadership. Maybe they need a new identity as far as what the Judgment. Because like the whole point of the Judgment Day is, but you low key need a leader because somebody got to be calling the shots. Like somebody has to be directing the troops.
Yeah. Like, and Damien was a good choice for that, but he's out of the group now, and I feel like he shouldn't be. I'm not sure
you think
what.
So?
Yeah, I'm not sure what Damien's doing.
He was controlling. He was controlling R-Truth in the backstage.
Yeah. I mean, sure, but
I'm not sure what he's doing. Like, okay, is the feud with Drew over? Did that end now?
I believe I should. It shouldn't keep going.
No, it definitely shouldn't. But like nothing to say because Drew's not here. So now Damien's just kind of like around.
He's
Why
kind
don't
of
they
there.
put him in? Why don't they put him in the title scene?
That is a question I'm curious about too. Did people? I mean, I guess people wouldn't want to see John Cena versus Damian Priest. People want the matches they want. So they want to see John Cena versus Randy Orton, John Cena versus CM Punk. But like good names that Cena has not competed against before, like Damian Priest, LA Knight.
He doesn't even have to be in the world title scene. Put him in the U.S. title.
He was already.
He was just in it.
Yeah,
I know, but
at Backlash.
Continue to do that. Like you get one shot and you're out. That's how that works.
For the most part, it's supposed to be it's a contendership for the most part. So yeah.
Yeah, but he's not even in the. Usually, you would want to get another crack at it.
I would think so. Yeah.
You just give up.
Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah. I don't know what that's about, brother. I don't know. It's weird. But moving on from that point, we got to get into one of the issues that, at least as a viewer, that I'm noticing WWE is starting to rely on a lot for its what's term you use? Well, how do I want to put this? It's time wasters.
Fillers.
Filler. It's filler.
Filler. Thank you. WWE has a lot of problems with its filler because we got to get into the four-way promo we got with Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Randy Orton, and Sami Zayn.
Correction. 3-way promo. Cody didn't say a thing.
Yeah, he went out there. he went out there, had the most obnoxious pyro I've ever seen, and didn't say anything at all. Like, dog, I think I went blind watching his pyro. He had like 4 or 5 different times it went off. I was like, dog, you didn't say anything at all. You don't even have a belt no more.
Yeah, whatever happened with the pyro, that segment was crazy. Like, it was even peaking their like microphones too. I was like, ooh, my TV sound like it's gonna explode.
Yeah, bro. That pyro went crazy, bro. But I feel like that was a segment that was so necessary because one thing you can count on when you need time wasted is Jey Uso taking 20 minutes to get to the ring. Bro, like,
yeah.
Like, the entrance is so long. It is so long, bro.
Okay,
The whole and they do it again, bro. I'm like, oh my god, bro. Can we stop? Can we knock that off, guys? Can we knock that off?
Yeah,
4 letters, 1 word.
She's like, bro, like Cody came out there, grabbed the mic, and then immediately Jey Uso. Then immediately took him 15 minutes to get down there. I'm like, dog, come on, bro, just go, walk, bro. You can't just not take the ramp, poor Jane.
Got to.
Especially with the kids and stuff, you got to interact with them. You know.
Yeah, it still sucks.
That's kind of his thing now.
Yeah, and then when he finally did talk, he essentially said nothing. Like, hey, we both been through the trenches. Yeet. Now we both got to fight. Yeet. And I'm a win. Yeet. And then Sammy showed up.
Yeah, and then Sammy said what he always says: "I need to get a world title
because I am an underdog.
I'm a win."
Sami Zayn is the New York Yankees, bro. He is not an underdog.
He is not an underdog. You're not an underdog, Sami Zayn.
Bro, you are generally everyone. It's not many Sami hate. You got everyone singing your praises, bro. How are you? I don't know.
He's not an underdog. No one hates Sammy. Sammy's
you main evented WrestleMania. Once that happens, you're not underdog anymore.
Once that happens, it's over once that happens. So it's like, Sammy, you should take your sweet time to that world title. You could have had it ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
You could have had it and lost it after a 3-4 month reign a year ago.
Definitely.
But, dang, we're still doing this, right? We're still doing the Sami Zayn gonna get the world title thing. And yes, Sammy, we all know you're gonna get the world title at some point. We all know it. But Jog, come on, man. Stop talking about it. Like it's like you, James and Cody have nothing else to talk about other than we're all friends, but I want to beat all of you. Cause then guess what happened? Randy came out and said we're all friends, but I'm gonna beat all of you.
Oh God, what was that about,
Hey,
bro?
Cody,
Like,
I love you like a brother, but
I'm gonna beat you.
when it comes to
ain't
that
no,
title,
ain't no,
RKO.
ain't no way we got Randy Orton out here talking about Jay's like acolytes and accomplishments in the company, like he
Accolades.
not Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Yeah, accolades. Like he not Randy Orton. Like he not the Viper. Like he not like what? GG Sammy because you were like I'm gonna get a world title. Lost. I ain't gonna lie, Sammy's promos are karma at this point. Like he'd be like, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna prove myself. Ding ding ding. Looking at the lights.
Can we just admit, like right now, can we just be honest and just say the thing that we were all thinking? Karrion Kross is right. You're not gonna win a world title like this. It's never gonna happen. If you keep going like this, bro, it's never gonna happen. He's right. Karrion Kross is right. He's a gaslighting, manipulative piece of dog trash. But he's right. And Sammy, I love you as much as the next guy, but dog, turn heel, please. Turn heel, Sammy. Just do it. Do it, bro. Turn heel. Bro, please kick Jay in the balls and win the title and steal the title. Just do it. Just do it. We don't have to keep doing this, bro. The Bloodline storyline was so long ago. You're so far removed from that storyline. You're like the only person that's keeping it alive.
Not even Jimmy.
Jimmy don't even care.
No. Jimmy kind of just does whatever the current bloodline doing.
No, it's like because that's actually a good point. Because I'm gonna shift gears in this pointless segment and move on to a segment that actually did happen that made some sense. Was the Jacob and Solo segment, and I knew that Jacob wasn't gonna forgive him, right?
Of course not.
But I did enjoy seeing Solo's evolution in character work. Dog, he's getting so much better.
Oh yeah.
Like his mic skills is getting better, his presentation is getting better. Like the way he's able to to tell a story with his face is getting so much better.
Expressions.
Yeah, but people say it's very Roman coded. But like Roman is one of the best to do that with character work, and if you can emulate that, that's still not easy.
Yeah, I mean, just see what other people are doing and put your own spin on it. That's the best way to learn and grow on the job.
Any thoughts?
I think that Solo is going to himself to be one of the top heels if he's not already in that conversation.
Yeah, I think so too. I know he's not the tribal chief anymore, and I'm glad they didn't get rid of his tribal chief-esque character. But so far, until he gets out of the Jacob Fatu stuff, I don't think we'll see him truly evolve in that role. At least not right now, especially not without Tama Tonga or Tonga Loa, who are both hurt. By the way,
yeah.
All he has is JC.
I mean, but JC Mateos, he's holding it down.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. Like he can really wrestle. But you can tell he's green though.
Yeah, they're not really giving him any like spotlight to talk or anything. He's just kind of he's kind of been there.
You know, Jacob kind of hits the ground running every time he talks. You know, so like it's like he when he debuted, it was like that. It was just instantaneous. He was immediately one of everyone's favorite people.
Yeah,
JC, I don't think has the same luxury. You know, he's definitely a henchman type, and yeah, he's good in the ring for sure. But like Elle said last episode, it's not just about that. It's about how well you can tell a story. It's about how well you can speak. It's about how well you can, have chemistry in the ring. And I still agree with him on that sentiment. So for Jeff Cobb, JC Mateo, I think that his role going forward should be to rely on Solo until not necessary. Because Solo himself is still getting used to the role he's in. And he's doing a good job, but he's still getting used to it. Not everyone's going to get it as naturally as Jacob Fatu.
Right.
Not everyone's going to get it as naturally. It came to him so naturally that it was effortless. But the new Bloodline or whatever the group is now called. I don't know if they call the Bloodline anymore. Are they still call the Bloodline?
I don't
Or
think
they
so.
or they just solo them.
Just
Solo and friends. It's funny.
Yeah.
it's definitely the marvelous misadventures of Solo Sokoa, but like we call him the Bloodline too, because I mean to the Bloodline too.
They're the Bloodline as well. We're the
Yeah.
Bloodline too.
The junior varsity bloodline.
Yeah, JV Bloodline. Yeah.
Yeah, basically sophomore Bloodline.
And I know they get a hard. They definitely get a difficult rap for sure. But like, come on, bro. Let's not lie. People acting people didn't love Tama Tonga. People didn't. Yeah, bro. People love Tama Tonga. Like, so it's like the people are like, oh, the new Bloodline sucks. Like, come on, bro. It's just not Roman in them. Like, y'all gonna love Roman regardless. But like, let's not say that what they had, they didn't do great work with. They did.
They did.
Tonga Loa.
I really wish they didn't get injured, man.
Yeah, I do too. Because Tonga Loa, he people love making fun of him. People love making fun of Tonga Loa. People love making fun of him. I think that his it was always a good conversation. Like, how he's gonna screw up this week? It was always fun to talk about. I hope wherever they're healing up good and they'll be back soon. But we're gonna shift gears again because we also got to talk about the match between R-Truth and John Cena. John Cena didn't come out and say anything at all the entire day until it was time for him to come out to the ring because he waited to say everything he had to say to the very end.
He definitely
and boy, did he say it! And we're gonna get to that in a second. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get to that in a second. Let's talk about this match with R-Truth first. Ron Killings. El, you mentioned earlier that he's wrestling a lot safer. Do you guys think that this can probably help his longevity now he's getting into his older years?
Of course. I mean, the goal as you age is to get in and get out safely. Really, it's just in the name of the game in general, especially as you age. Like, you heal a lot slower. Like, you're not as athletic as you once were. Like, so I think that it's actually smart. And then now he can actually tell a story within his matches. Because I think that R-Truth in his younger years, he kind of just relied on mostly. And it wasn't really too much story. And I think that now he has a chance to really show what he can actually do as far as developing a story.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think what R-Truth really has is, or at least in my opinion, that he had then that he's not using anymore that I think is probably good is he's not taking so many risks. Like, he's not taking so many high risk maneuvers. He's not doing so many stunts. You know, like he's trying to be aggressive. He's trying to be to your right to you because you know like he messed up a spot in NXT and it almost cost him his leg. He's not a young guy.
No.
He's not.
No, not.
And for him to be in this role, I think, hey, let's cut the brakes on the R-Truth. The splits, the spinning jump kicks and all that stuff. Just cut that out. You can do all those moves. We know that, but dog, let's try to get you into more of a role where, you know, you can. And all he stole John Cena's moveset, and it's actually hilarious. Like that's actually he actually's not even being the R-Truth character. He's just using his moves now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the best part about all this. Like,
and it's not awkward at all. Yeah.
No, it's not. He's just boom, boom, boom. Like he does the whole thing.
Just he's just gifted with it. He knows what he has to do and the limitations of what his body can actually perform. And I say, given everything, he's able to tell like more serious stories. Like he's got it. And he's got it. I hope we see more to come.
I agree with that. I do. Let's for 1 second shift gears again because John Cena won that match with a low blow. And well, it DQ'd him. It was a DQ. He attacked him with the title, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so the match was thrown out, so he didn't beat R-Truth. But that's when we got CM Punk. CM Punk came out, John Cena put him through the Slim Jim table. And we got the most talked about segment I've seen in a long time, where John Cena recreated CM Punk's pipe bomb. And he said some things in that pipe bomb that a lot of people agree with, a lot of people don't agree with. A lot of people, I've made a poll about it on YouTube. You should go follow us on YouTube, by the way. Press the subscribe button, check out our polls. We post them all the time. Some people said it was a bit much. Maybe you could have dialed it back a little bit. But I personally disagree. I think it was fantastic from start to finish. Like, he said so many things that attacked CM Punk personally, attacked his views. He attacked the way that he carries himself in and out of the ring. He attacked everything that he believes CM Punk would have attacked if she was on the other foot. And this made John Cena's heel run seem so much better. That these past couple weeks, he's felt so much better as a heel. Don't you guys agree?
Yeah, I would have to agree with you.
Yeah, 100%.
Think about it. The last week when R-Truth attacked him, he was so furious. Like, it was so personal. Then he got in the ring again. He called him out. Like, come on, let's do it. He did it. He feels like he's running around with like a chick with his head cut off, and he doesn't know what to believe in anymore. And CM Punk's telling him, you're not really like that. You don't believe what you're doing is actually good. You're trying to fit a role to feel like me rather than be who you actually are, because you know what you're doing is wrong. That's what CM Punk's trying to iterate to John Cena. And John Cena is basically telling CM Punk, I don't need to take any advice from you. You are a dirty liar, and you are a hypocrite. And for John Cena, it's like, man, like this heel run, you're such a new character. You never done anything like this before. And you just sound so matter of fact. You sound so sure of yourself. John Cena really believes us, the audience, held him back from being his true self. And now he feels like, yeah, I don't care what you think. I don't care if you think I'm wrong. I don't care if you think I'm right. I'm doing what I want. And that pipe bomb solidified that for me further. Because he mentioned superstars they believe CM Punk wronged. He mentioned how he exploded out of AEW. He mentioned what he talks about on Twitter and on other platforms. He mentioned what he does in and out, what his actions are outside of the ring. He talked about so many different things that attack CM Punk's character. And when you attack Phil Brooks, the human, that inevitably affects CM Punk, the character. It always has. That's how CM Punk gets the best out of his opponent, when they attack Phil.
Right.
Because it's not enough for Drew McIntyre to claymore CM Punk. He's got to take Phil's bracelet with his wife and dog. It wasn't enough for Vince McMahon to put John Cena in a match against CM Punk. He had to threaten Phil Brooks' job. You know, like, CM Punk wears who he is on his sleeve, and they are two different entities, but also exactly the same. Would you guys agree?
Two sides of the same coin. I agree completely.
Yeah, like, I want this to be known that pipe bomb said so much, and John Cena's character is so much better for it. That's my main point I want to share on that. Do you guys have any thoughts about that pipe bomb? What do you guys think?
I thought that, well, firstly, I would like to say that I don't think he went too far. I mean, because if you remember CM Punk's pipe bomb in 2000, like, he said a lot of stuff.
He did say a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
A lot. It felt like the perfect rebuttal to that. Like, it felt like two rappers going at it, and then John Cena.
Yeah.
Dropped a response on them. Yeah.
It was a rap beat.
Yeah, and
definitely.
I thought his timing was perfect. I thought he was very comedic. I thought he just kept digging and kept digging. Like, every second it just got worse and worse for Phil.
Yeah, it did.
I'm calling him Phil.
Yeah, he got worse for Phil every couple seconds, man. He had to dig. I mean, he had to dig with the Jack Perkins incident. He had to deal with the media scrums. He had to take a shot at Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah,
It was a
He brought
lot.
up everybody.
It was a lot of stuff that that you should never be allowed to say on the network that he had to say, and that's what made the pipe bomb special, and that's what made the pipe bomb recreation more so.
yeah,
Yeah, but go ahead. You also mentioning that a second ago. You saying that he attacked Phil's character.
yeah. Attacked his morals. He attacked his believed hypocrisy, and he made him look rather foolish because you say you care about one thing, but your actions show another.
Yeah, that,
So
that that's borderline. That's textbook hypocrisy.
yeah,
Yep.
And John Cena had no problem letting him know that, and I think that's the kind of way you make a feud personal
hmm
the right way, because we've seen people do it the wrong way before, and to make something personal like that, you need receipts, you need evidence, you need proof, you need a pattern of behavior.
You need the truth.
Yeah, you need more than that. You need not only the truth, you need every lie they've told.
yeah.
So for that pipe bomb to work the way that it did, man, I was at the edge of my seat. I was like, what's he gonna say next? And he just kept saying more and more, and I can't wait to see how we hear about this on Raw. We hear about this on SmackDown. Either way, I can't wait to hear about it, man. It has to be capitalized on for this world title match in Riyadh.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I think that they should continue this. Like it shouldn't stop at Riyadh.
really.
I think they
It
need to
should.
keep going. Like they could really, they get so personal and go back and forth with this. This could be a SummerSlam main event. Honestly,
They get a SummerSlam, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
yeah.
the SummerSlam, the match goes to. Well, no, that's if Raw starts to win. Someone then go face Gunther instead and leave John Cena open for that.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
depends who was king of the ring.
True.
Yeah.
Like it is
Yeah.
all up in the air, but I do definitely think that they should definitely keep this feud going. I think Punk probably would have a lot more stuff to say to Cena, vice versa. The mic drop moments could be legendary.
Man,
Cena could say so much stuff to make him go from face to heel to face, tweeners. Because again, like the way how he just exposed Punk, like
man, it was
call
man.
like I loved it, loved every second of it,
Yeah,
hyped
man.
start to finish.
Yeah, man. But that is going to wrap up what happened on SmackDown, and that's going to wrap up us what we're doing here right now as well. Guys, if you like this video, make sure you please like, comment, and subscribe. Please let us know what your thoughts on it were. Was you think Pipe Bomb was too much? Are you glad to see Asuka back? Was it pointless to have all four of those guys down the ring like that? I think that's something they do a lot now. Do you think it's pointless?
Yes,
I do. Let me know what you think. Make sure you follow us on TikTok. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Pip's killing it over there. Make sure you follow this page and let us know all your thoughts. We are graciously waiting to hear them. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching.
have a good day, everyone.